Hi, friends. Hello. So I am not anticipating a lot of people to be here. And that's totally fine because I'm doing it kind of smack dab in the middle of the day. But I definitely wanted to come on here and talk about the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, because it was a show that I grew up with. And I just felt like I kind of needed to give my thoughts after watching um, the series, or I should say the reboot. The Hi, Aaron. How are you? So I'm just gonna kind of talk, and then if people trickle in, then they trickle in, and at some point I will definitely open it up to you all and just kind of ask what you thought, or if you haven't seen it yet, what you're looking forward to the most. You can share your favorite character, you can share one of your favorite episodes, whatever it is. This is early. I'm so confused. Hi, BV. Yes. So this is not a watch party. It's just a discussion about the new series, The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. So I'm just going to be discussing um, what I thought, and then, like I said, open it up to you all to give your, opinion or feedback. So the Proud Family, as I've said, I grew up watching, and so you know, I feel like a lot of people are like this when you watch something growing up, um, and you gravitate towards it and you like it, you obviously have a very strong bond to it. And The Proud Family was one of those for me. It was a staple on Disney Channel that I always watched. And it's kind of hard to believe it was only 2 seasons. I don't know if you guys, realize that, because I didn't even realize that it was only 2 seasons, but 2 seasons of amazing, amazing work. Um, what I liked about the Proud Family always was that it wasn't so cookie cutter. It was, really raw and real and honest. And there were a lot of different personalities on the TV show that you could relate to. Um, and I'm gonna kind of use this as a segue into what I thought about this new series. I feel as though when you bring a TV show back, at least for me, 9 out of 10 times it is not good. Um, I feel that way about the Power Rangers. I know they've done so many Power Rangers spin-offs, but for me, the original was the only really good one. They tried to bring back Rugrats and they made it like 3D, and I just don't think it's very good. They've done that with the Powerpuff Girls. Um, you name it, in terms of animated, it never is the same. It's never as good as the original. The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, is, dare I say, better than the original, because for a lot of different reasons. I, you know, somebody asked me last night, I think it was one of our mods, Renee, and she said, "Do I need to know about the Proud Family in order to enjoy, this new spinoff?" And I was like, honestly, no. I don't think you do need to know the Proud Family in order to enjoy this new series. I don't think you do. But if you do know the Proud Family, it is such a treat. The first episode introduces, like, it basically allows each character have their moment, and it's really cute too, because this is obviously in the future and the characters have grown up a little bit. And what's really funny is, they have to basically say they went through puberty without saying that they went through puberty. So in the beginning of the episode, there's like a shooting star, if you will. It looks like a shooting star, and it's going across the neighborhood, and the shooting star breaks apart into several pieces, and then those pieces go in to the various bedrooms of the different kids that are in the Proud Family, and then that's what causes them to change. So the introduction is great. We wake up, Penny Proud wakes up and she's like, oh my goodness, she's like looking in the mirror, she's noticing that her height is different. And I thought it was just a really cute and subtle way to show that, they've grown up. They're not the same. They don't look the same. Um, what I really loved is that and I'll cycle back to this, they let each of the characters have their moment. to kind of reintroduce themselves. So with Penny Proud, she had her moment. She's the first character we see, which I think is really important. And she's in the same color scheme. She just has like her what she's wearing is a little bit more mature, and that's what we would expect because they're in high school now. And then we get Oscar Proud. Oscar is definitely one of the funniest in the TV show, because we all know that Oscar Proud has a temper and he gets his moment. He's still creating things. I think that was what he used to do back in the original series. And he just gets his moment where he's really flustered and he's like typical Oscar, like trying to make money. And then, we pan out and we see Trudy, and she has her little moment outside with Uncle Bobby. And just so you guys know, a majority of the original cast returned, which I think that speaks volumes to the connection and the relationship that they all had with one another. Now, I know when you're recording as an animated character, it's different. You don't necessarily overlap with each other. You're in the studio at different times, but from what I've read, they've had a lot of overlap. And so I just think it says a lot. It says a lot about the environment, that they worked in for all of them pretty much to return. The only one that didn't return was the voice actor of Sticky. And that's because if you can look it up. He was involved with, I think, a domestic violence case. He had a domestic violence charge. And I think that's the major reason. It's honestly, I read a couple of articles and it's very, very vague. It didn't really say whether or not like he chose not to return or Disney didn't even reach out. But he's the only one pretty much that did not return. Everyone else has the same voice actors and actresses. And what's awesome is they all sound the same. Like, obviously Kyla Pratt, she sounds a little bit different, but she's supposed to sound a little different. She's older. Anyway, so going back to so we see, Trudy, we see Uncle Bobby, and then we get Sugar Mama, which Sugar Mama is one of my favorite characters in the series, like hands down. And what I really loved about Sugar Mama's moment when she's reintroduced is with Sugar Mama, she always had her dog Puff, and she always had the boyfriend hanging around, Poppy. And they still have that little funny banter with each other. And it was like no time had gone by. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what made this series really, really stand out to me. It really felt like no time had gone by. And I was just slipping back into early 2000s watching this. And so who else did we get? So we get the whole reintroduction of, the Proud family themselves with BB and CC. They're a little bit older. And then Penny, obviously, she's reunited with her friends. And we see, an older version of Dejanay and an older version of La Cienega and Zoe. And it was just such a treat to see them all together on screen again. It's just one of those, like I said, it just kind of took me back in a time capsule. And what I think is really amazing about this series is it is very, very, very progressive. And they have this character who I guess was technically in the old series. His name was Michael Collins. And I don't really remember him in the old series, but basically they took this old character and they kind of reinvented him in a way. But he's gender nonconforming, and he's voiced by E.J. Johnson, who is Magic Johnson's son, and just such a great character. Like, adds so much humor, is so lighthearted, and fits right in with the crew. And it doesn't even feel like, when they add in new characters and you're just like, oh yeah, I can kind of tell, like, that this is a new character, and you have to like, oh, I got to give them time for them to grow on me, and they either grow on you or they don't. Michael is the perfect addition, and he really feels as though he's been in the crew this whole entire time, and just has such style. And it's funny because when Penny comes out and she's talking to, Dejanay and Michael, Michael's like, well, we need to we got to give you a makeover, Penny, like da 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 da. And the whole episode did a really good job of, in my opinion, paying tribute to the old characters and the old storylines and the things we remembered about them, but also reintroducing or introducing these new characters. So, like I said, Michael was technically reintroduced in a different way. Michael was voiced by somebody else in the original series, but now is voiced, as I said, by EJ. But then, they go to find Sticky, and they kind of did Sticky really, really quickly. He doesn't say anything. They just show that Sticky's picked up and moved with his family. His dad got a job, I think it's in Japan, and he just was like, yeah, I gotta go, because he's like, basically says, I have the opportunity to stay with my cousins, but I don't want to because I'm done with Dejanay. She's crazy, because we all remember Dejanay was crazy over Sticky. So they get to the house that they think is Sticky's, but Sticky's gone. And this is where they intro the new characters. So they have, we meet the dad, Barry, and we meet Maya, who is voiced by Keke Palmer, which is another, she's an icon. So to have her involved in the project is amazing. And then we have her brother, KG. And you could kind of tell that there's probably going to be some sort of like romantic something with KG and Penny. At least that's the vibe that I'm getting so far. But I love that. I love like this little introduction into, like dating and relationships and whatnot, because we obviously didn't really get that from the original. Like, yes, Dejanay was always chasing Sticky, and I'm pretty sure Penny had a love interest here or there, but it would be really nice to see her actually get into a relationship and see that develop. And so I have a feeling that's what KG is going to be. And then we basically cut to school, and the whole thing is that they're getting ready for their back to school dance on the weekend. And the even bigger theme is that Oscar Proud is having a really hard time wrapping his mind around Penny turning into a woman. And I think they did it in a really, funny way. And at the end of it, ultimately, Oscar accepts the fact that his little girl's growing up. And she has a really great line at the end of the show, and she just kind of says, you need to trust that you and mama raised me right. And I just love that, because at the end of the day, yeah, you just have to kind of trust that raised your kids right, and they're going to make the right decisions, and they're going to make the right choices. And yeah, there's a little bit of tension between whatchamacallit, Maya, this new character voiced by Keke Palmer, and Penny Proud. There's like a tension there. More so on Maya's end. Maya doesn't really like Penny. And it's kind of like that old Penny Proud versus La Cienega conflict, because they remember La Cienega didn't like Penny Proud. And that's still there, but it's kind of not as prominent. It's now this like weird, like headbutting thing between Maya and Penny. And what else? Oh, this is the other thing, is I love how relevant and modern they made this show. So there's a lot of little jokes about things that are happening now, like contemporary things, modern things, like little pokes at pop culture, like things, references that we would understand now that are relevant to now that probably aren't really going to be that relevant in like 20 years. Just like some of the lingo that they use is like the lingo that we use right now. It's just, I loved it. They like hit it out of the park. They made it hilarious. They made it heartwarming. They they made it new though. They made it brand new. They gave it its own twists. And I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to tell you guys, because I just was really blown away. I was really, really blown away. I love also that they kept the characters looking the same. They didn't try to do some weird 3D thing with them. Because like I said in the beginning with the Rugrats, I was like, yikes. If you guys go look up like the 3D version of the Rugrats, it's kind of quite terrifying. So I'm glad that they kept the characters the same. I'm glad that they didn't really you can tell animations come a long way. Like there's obviously differences, but it still really, really looks good. And yeah, I was really blown away. I love There was also the second episode. I will say the second episode, I think, was better than the first episode. It was hilarious. It totally plays on like what we have going on currently. And basically, what happens is there's this big influencer, Makeup Boy, and Makeup Boy is trying to sell his products, and all of the kids are just like so like hyped. They want to buy his stuff. They're obsessed with him. And Penny's kind of the only one who's like, why are we obsessed with this person? Why are we going to hand them our money? Like, she's very down to earth, very penny proud. And I just think it's so funny because there's all these little jokes. And he's just this big makeup guru who got famous from, the internet, which I think again is so relevant to the time right now. We, use technology all the time. People, get famous off of going on YouTube and doing makeup tutorials or TikTok or whatever, right? And so they literally put that into the script and made it happen. And so it's just so funny because I just hope this new generation of, teenagers are watching this show because it is so funny. And it's totally them. Like, it's totally what's happening right now. But anyways, and they all have on their phones, they have hologram. They call it hologram instead of Instagram. It's so funny. And it says like followers, and it's just, you guys, I have just nothing but good things to say about this reboot. It brought me so much joy. It brought me so much laughter. There is absolutely nothing I would change. And I can't wait for these new episodes to come out because the second one, like I said, was even better than the first one. And I hope they just keep these little jokes up, these little, relationships between the characters, developing their relationships with each other more. They made some references about Star Wars in like the first one, and I was like dying. I'm like, this is amazing. This is amazing. And it just feels like no time has gone by. Like I'm just so impressed by the Proud Family. But I want to open it up to you guys if you have seen it. I'm going to turn it over to you all in the chat and kind of see what you have to say. If you want to ask me a question about it, or you want to state your favorite character, or just state in general what you thought. If you like the addition of the new characters, if you, didn't think that this, was really good, you just it didn't really sit with you well, or you just weren't really that into it. Because I know a lot of people felt weird about Monsters at Work. And honestly, I feel like it was a 50-50. Like, a lot of people really loved it, and there were a lot of people that it never really grew on them. So I'm interested to see, I think, because so many people returned to revoice their characters, I think overall, most people enjoyed the show. Let me see if any of you guys. I've loved the first 2 episodes so far. Did you think it did well with continuing with where they left off? So I had watched where they left off. Jimmy, that's a great question. So they didn't really have like a storyline that they left off with. It was just like a random episode where Penny saved a duck in the lake, or at the lake, and brought it home for Trudy. And so it wasn't really like there was a storyline that they really needed to like keep up with. So it's actually kind of perfect because they could go wherever with it, just so long as they stayed true to who those characters were. Like, obviously, if they dramatically changed Oscar, it would have been a problem because we all know Oscar to be the hot-headed dad who makes us laugh. So if they had done something really extreme where like Oscar's now this like, very quiet and laid back guy, then I think it would have been a problem. But they really they nailed it. Hebo will always be my favorite. Cree Summer will come back to voice him. How are you guys? I love it. I love it. It feels like the show never ended. That's exactly how I feel, Theme Park. That is exactly how I feel. I love, love, love this show. And I have nothing but good things to say about it. I'm actually thinking maybe I should do my breakdowns going forward with the different episodes because I really truly loved it that much. And I really, like I said, I hope this new generation is watching it because it is just so funny. And it feels weird to say that because obviously, you know, when we were growing up, you turn on Disney Channel and now everything's like, you know, streaming services. Sorry, little burp. So it's a weird day and age, right? Like it's not quite the same, I feel like. But I hope enough, you know, households have Disney Plus and they can put on the Proud Family louder and prouder because it is just so good. And I love, again, I'm going to stress, I love that they have all these new characters and new perspectives and just it is just so nice to see what, you know, neighborhoods around you actually look like. You know, there's so many different people from so many different walks of life that are so different from one another and have a different journey. And they really did a good job of trying to represent everybody in this show. And I really love that. And I wish I saw more of that growing up. Never saw the original. BV, I highly recommend. But like I said earlier, you don't need the original to watch this. And you don't need the original really to appreciate it. I just think you'll appreciate it that much more because you've grown up with the characters, but you don't need to. It's been so long since I've seen the original, but I'm glad I started watching the new show. Yeah, it's so good. It's so, so good. And I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna go with it, and I'm really hoping. I didn't read anything online, so if you guys know, definitely feel free to share. But I don't know if they're just gonna do this one season and just kind of see how it does, or they're planning to kind of keep this up for a while. Because, like I said, they only had 2 seasons prior, so I don't know if this is gonna be a like one and done, or if they're gonna continue with this series. Because I really, really hope that they continue. It would be even fun to see them go to college. Like I know that's a little far-fetched because they've basically just entered high school, but I think that would be really cool to see them go on even farther. But that's just me. How many episodes will there be? I don't know. Let me look that up. How many episodes? It says 10. It says 10 episodes. And they come out every Wednesday. So every Wednesday, I'm thinking maybe we could do, if you guys are interested, we could do a watch party every Wednesday together, like Wednesday night maybe, and watch it. I'll probably, not gonna lie, I'll probably watch it beforehand when it comes out at midnight, but we can definitely do one together if you guys are interested in that. The show keeps you in tune with how life is. You see peer pressure, you see bullying, you see how families are all walks of life. Yeah, that's yes. I need to like bring that comment up. Absolutely. You definitely see peer pressure, you definitely see bullying. I really liked how this second episode showed how powerful like the internet can be and how easily persuaded we can be from people on the internet. It like the second episode is called like influencer or something, and it literally like talks about how influencers and maybe in like kind of a negative way. I don't think all influencers it's a negative thing. I definitely don't. I think like there are a lot of great influencers out there, but it kind of shows you maybe like the bad side of influencing where, you know, you kind of have a bunch of kids who look up to somebody who are like ready to give their money to this like one person for, and in this case, in this episode, it was like he had a setting spray that you could buy for makeup and they were all ready to give their money away. And so it was very interesting because it just kind of tapped into, again, like I said, more relevant things that we're going through right this second that might not be relevant, you know, in a couple years ago. But that's what makes the show even greater right now is that we can all relate to it and we go, yeah, oh shoot, I do that. Or I am, you know, somebody who, you know, does this, that, or the other, or I was definitely like that when I was little or whatever it is. I would love to do that. Yes. Okay. So we can do some watch parties for sure. Can't wait for Lion King tomorrow night. Yes. Quick little plug, you guys, we're doing the Lion King tomorrow night for our watch party. So if you like the Lion King and you have Disney Plus and you want to, and you have nothing to do on Friday night, you're going to stay in, come join us here on the channel live. Aaron, if you don't mind dropping the link for that watch party, that would be amazing. I'm excited for Lion King as well, Aaron. I'm so happy. Well, I think I'm going to conclude right here, unless you guys have any thoughts for me, anything, or just you want to share something really quick, or like I said, your favorite character. I'd love to hear your guys' favorite character from the show before I leave. I definitely think mine is between Sugar Mama and I really, really like Dejanay. She's always been super funny to me. So probably between those two. Thanks, Renee. Thanks, Aaron. Hi, Hi, Renee. How are you? I saw your link first, and then I saw, hey, Daily. Also, by the way, guys, if you have an Instagram, you should go check out Theme Park's Instagram. He just made these really cool jackets. One of them is of Woody. So if you're into Disney merch and, you just like something really unique and different, definitely check it out. It's really good. I love Sugar Mama. Yes, Sugar Mama's my favorite. So good. You know what? She's not in it enough. I will say that. Okay, my one critique. Put Sugar Mama more in the episode because she's only present for like a minute or so, and then you don't see her again, which I know it's like the focus is supposed to be Penny and Penny's friends and going through life as a teenager, but it's like, Sugar Mama, we want Sugar Mama. Does anybody else want to share their favorite character before I go? Actually got to go do some more work and then get ready for tomorrow night stream. Working on a fun video for you guys about Peter Pan. So I'm excited. Hopefully can drop that by the end of the weekend. Hopefully, crossing my fingers that it'll be done. I got Simba sitting back there. He's excited. He's really, really excited for this next watch party because it's all about him. All right. I think everyone's said their piece. Well, thank you guys for being here. I was intending this to be very short. I wasn't intending it to go on very long. So this is perfect. 25 minutes. I love y'all, and I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Yeah, it is Thursday. Wonderful Thursday evening. Hi, Anna. Welcome. I'm just about to leave, but thanks for coming in. Yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful night. I will see you all hopefully tomorrow. Don't forget, we're going to try, Renee, we're going to try to do Narnia Part 1 after. We're going to try. I feel a lot better today. Sinuses are not acting up. We're in a good place. Hopefully that continues tomorrow. But so nice seeing you guys, kind of somewhat seeing you. I always feel like I see you guys in a sense. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for being here.